Guys, deluded Gunnar, football is a religion. We know football is basically a religion, but if it was a religion, I'd be the Archbishop. I'd be the guy you see on BET. I'd be the person leading the service or sermon, whatever you want to call it. So let's get into it. Okay, not to reopen old wounds, but we know this is probably Alexis' last season. I've already said my goodbyes. If I was him, I would have been off. We not to go over it again, like I just said. We know the whole City thing, the rumours. Was he going to do it? Was he not? It didn't happen. It can still happen in January or at the end of the season. Many clubs will be interested. I mean, Bayern Munich with their agent squad with Robin and Ribery, they might as well just grab him on a free. I know the wages were a bit of a concern. But with that in mind, I'm here to talk about Alexis and City. This City really need him. Like, yes, on one hand, I'm of the belief that you can never have too many quality players. Well, you can, but you can never turn down quality like Alexis for 60 million, or if they get him for free, like they can if they wait till the summer. You can't turn it down. That's a very big business. I mean, he got 30 goals, 15 assists. You know who Alexis is. He's a big boy in this team. If they did grab him, personally, I think you would have seen him play up front if City did grab him. You see how Aguero and Gabriel Jesus are. Yes, he can play on the flanks, but I just feel with Alexis, with his creativity, and his creativity has always been there, but since he's been at Arsenal, he's enjoyed central positions. For me, he wants to play kind of central positions. Yes, he will come in and out of the flanks, and you'll need him to occupy the flanks here and there, but generally, you want him to be in central positions at the hub, not really out wide where you have to cut in and things like that. City have enough of them sort of players. Bernardo Silva can do it. David Silva plays centre mid now, but he could do it. Kevin De Bruyne the same, but he can do it. Sane, Sterling, Jesus can even do it. They've got all sorts, and Alexis will still have to play out there. I just think Alexis would play through the middle. He'd grab them goals. He wouldn't have to be using the flanks because they have players of devastating effect. He can stay in areas where he just has to damage teams, put in a nice final ball or score crackers, and he would have been a good signing, to be honest. He's 29, 30 next year, so his next move is significant. I mean, when he turns to 31, football fans and things like that, you automatically become a pensioner. Have they not learned anything? So with that in regards, he's got to ensure he goes to a club where he's going to realistically play football when he's getting on a bit. You'll have to argue it's his last big move or last big contract, excluding China and all of them things, so it has to be significant. And City's record of signing all these attackers, Alexis could find himself at 31 rubbed out very quickly, not because he's a bad player, but because Pep loves all these attackers. I know at the end of the day, only 11 players can play. So yeah, he could be used in a 3-5-2. He could be used in a 4-3-3. He'd be a great addition. But did they really need him? Now, Alexis, his strengths are clearly he'll provoke the opposition. He'll take man on. He'll get you out of your seats. He'll skill a man up. He'll assist. He'll obviously score goals. He has consistency. The goals thing. He's a great player, but. And I've got it here, guys. Sergio Aguero is important to remember. I think he's actually been involved in some problems. I hope he makes a speedy recovery. He's been involved in a taxi accident or something like that in Holland. Really hope he gets through that. But if you believe the rumours, he could be out for a month or two. So prior to that, yeah, like I was trying to say, the person who you thought would have suffered the most in Sergio, 7 goals, 3 assists. Raheem Sterling, very much a rotation and bit part player to a degree. And any attacker that comes, as much as I like Sterling, his place is probably the most at risk. If he's playing well like he is, no one can talk to him. But 6 goals for him. Gabriel Jesus, 5 goals. Sane, 5 goals. Kevin De Bruyne has only got 1 goal and 1 assist, which he has to improve. But you back him, that will not look as rubbed as that at the end of the year. You back him to get double figures for assists and get a decent amount of goals. Bernardo Silva the same. Silva, you think will get at least 5, chip in here and there. Couple other guys, Sergio, like I've just said, there's a couple other guys that will get goals. So if they're getting goals from the wide flanks, from the midfield, from up front. Where is Alexis firstly going to play? Yes, he's a quality player, so you'd imagine he'd start for City without a doubt. Where is he going to play? Where is he going to fit in when all of these players are playing out of their skins? And do you really need... I'm not just saying this because I'm an Arsenal fan. I'd love Alexis to stay, but realistically, the man's gone. If you watch the League, I've been saying that for how long? The man is gone. But do they really need him? Yes, like I said, you can't turn down a man as good as Alexis for free. They have the money to do it. And ultimately, him rotating in the squad throughout 38 games, he's going to help you win games. Like, you can never have too many good players. And he's not a bad one to have. I'm of that. But when these players are playing so well, a couple of these players are young. You're likely to bring in some other attackers. There's probably, I know it's a wishful thinking at City, but there's academy players. Is there really a need for Alexis? Like, is there actually a need? Is it the end of the world if City do not get Alexis? And I don't believe it is. It's not, because look at the players they've got. They'd be bringing them in for big wages, and in a couple of years, you'd be thinking, oh, is it time to... when he gets to that 30, 31, every year people will be like, oh, is he still got it, blah, blah, blah. Pep will probably turn this guy into some centre mid or some Pep nonsense, but who knows? I just think City should... Like I said, it's a free transfer, not just City. Chelsea should be looking at this. The other Manchester club, Manchester United, should be looking at this. Real Madrid should be looking at this. Barcelona should be looking at this. Bayern Munich should be looking at this. Paris Saint-Germain should be looking at this. Any big club worth any weight in gold, even AC Milan, based on the sense that they're trying to do stuff. Any big club with any big resources, with any sort of ambition, you've got to consider one of the best players in the Premier League. Certainly the best player of recent years for Arsenal. Someone as consistent as him. You can't turn it down. Okay, we'll see with the wages and all of them things what happens. But every big club should be interested. But I believe all of them should be interested, but all of them have many options. Alexis is just, as world class as he is, he's just simply an option for them. So with that in mind, the clubs have a lot of options, but so does Alexis. He can talk to anyone. But you guys, Deluded Gooner, I'm signing out. I've been preaching enough. Get in the comments, subscribe, like the video. Yeah, man, I'm out. Thank you.